What is up, guys, and welcome back to week 2 of the MBL. I am T-Man, joined by Joshua Lorsey.
Yo, what is going on, guys? What's up? It's your boy Lucy Loves You here, back again once again.
We're doing the team builder for CyberBaz this week. Should be a pretty fun week. Oh, it's a really tough opponent again. Dreeball week 1, CyberBaz week 2, but it's what you get in a league like this with a lot of really good players. So, just gonna hop right into it. There is a number of things on their team that we're very afraid of. I think the two big things that come to mind for me are the Volcarona and the Lele. We have our Metagross that can switch in on Lele, but don't have too much else otherwise to deal with it. Volcarona also is something that deals damage to pretty much everything that we have. Floatzel being the only fire switch in, but even that is just not too great. Besides that, we have Kyurem, which can do it pretty well with the Assault Vest. But let's get into the individual mons. Let's talk about Kyurem first. Yeah.
Just wanted to point out for the Volcarona, we also when we get to the Metagross, obviously we do actually have some stuff to actually just deal with the Volcarona just straight alone. So
yeah,
but yeah, the first mon,
Kyurem
Black. I think the Assault Vest was actually pretty dope because they have a lot of special hitting mons on their team with the obviously the Lele and the Driftbloom and such, so I think that was pretty dope to add. I know you had a specific spread that you wanted to use.
Yeah, the spread is actually kind of weird. I just wanted to prioritize getting as much special bulk as we could. I believe this is to live 2 Lele Moon Blasts. Well, I know I definitely wanted a lot of special defense investment. Fusion Bolt should always be KOing things like Shark. It goes around the Lightning Rod from Raichu because of Terravolt, so we can always just go for that. That's pretty safe. Earth Power's there so it can hit Metagross if we needed to, just hopefully being able to KO with that. The Ice typing, I don't think we need a strong Ice Stab this week. We can Ice Beam a Nidoqueen if we need to. We can Ice Beam the Driftblim if we wanted to, but I think it's better just to have the coverage moves like Iron Head to KO Lele just flat out is really nice. They don't have Intimidate, so that means they can't intimidate the Kyurem, so we can just Iron Head it pretty freely, and they have to switch something in to take it, and they don't have a lot of things on the team that can take it. It's mainly just Metagross and what's the other one? They have something else. I think Raichu. Metagross and their own Volcarona can take the Iron Head pretty well. So overall, it's just be especially bulky and fire off a lot of coverage moves. That's generally what Kyurem does, and it does it pretty well. So.
And I believe the only real way they have to deter our physical attacking mons is with probably Drifloon and Will-O-Wisp, so just need to be wary about that when we play. But we do have redirection and stuff, so I think we'll be fine for the most part.
Yeah, and that's a good segue into Floatzel. We're going to be putting Floatzel on the other side. The big thing about Floatzel, it gets Water Veil, which means that it can't be burned. Like you said, the only thing that's really threatening us from firing off physical attacks is the threat of Will-O-Wisp. That means that we have our Floatzel and our Togetic that can switch into Will-O-Wisp on the one side, and we have our Zapdos that can switch into Will-O-Wisp on the other side. And if they have Driftbloom on the field, that's likely that they've already set Psychic Terrain, so as we get to talk about Seed a little bit later. But yeah, we should be able to always switch in Zapdos on Will-O-Wisp, and then either Floatzel or Togetic on Will-O-Wisp, depending on what else they're doing on the field at the time. But Floatzel has some cool moves. Liquidation, Low Kick, Helping Hand, Protect is the set we're going with this week. Liquidation should just be able to flat KO Tapu Lele. Low Kick should be able to KO Sharpedo. So those are cool things we can do. Helping Hand is just because the other coverage moves aren't going to be hitting nearly as hard, so we'd rather just Helping Hand and let maybe a Helping Hand Ground Z, a Helping Hand Fusion Bolt, Helping Hand Iron Head, something like that, pick up a knockout. Then run something else, and then Protect is pretty obvious on a Frailmon.
Yeah, for the most part, I like the idea of Floatzel. I just think of it as a big nuke, because with Terram Z, Liquidation is KOing a lot on their team.
Yeah, the Nidoqueen, the Tapu Lele, the Volcarona, potentially even the Driftbloom, depending on how much physical investment they have. So it could be a pretty cool mon. Might do a lot of work this week. I hope it does, because it's a pretty cool set. So let's talk about Crocodile.
Crook, I want to say pretty standard. Just a lot of bulk and a little in attack, adamant nature with some speed investment here. Earthquake, Rock, Tomb, Knockoff, and Protect with the Groundium Z. I think that the Groundium Z is actually pretty needed for this Crook set. Bears, they have the Metagross, they have the Volcarona, which is gonna hit pretty hard. Also, Lele does a decent chunk to Lele. If we could get Crook under Tailwind and their Tailwind not up at the same time, that'd be pretty dope. What else?
I think the big thing with
The Needle Queen, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
The big thing with Crook with the ground Z is that they have a lot of things that can KO Crocodile. They have the Glalie, they have the Tapu Lele, even Volcarona with like Buzzbug is just like going to be KOing Crook. So you want to be able to get the burst damage in a single turn and be able to fire off the ground Z, and then from there you can just cycle Crook out in and out for Intimidate if we get to a spot where we can do so. It's a little bit hard to do that when we have Zapdos in the back, so we don't want to like switch in Zapdos to like activate Seed and then have Intimidate go out, or like have to switch it back out to get Intimidate and like lose the Seed boost. So hopefully we're able to switch out Kyurem and Crocodile a little bit. But if it doesn't work out, then it's fine. We have we can just sack off the Crook after getting a ground Z off, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah. Anything else you want to say on Crook?
I just hope that it shows up. I think it's gonna be very pivotal, Mon, in the match when we play them. I think that Crook is gonna have a big, because Intimidate is gonna be pretty good against the Sharpedo. We don't want it to get let it go crazy. I guess the only Mon that it's not gonna deter too much is the Metagross because of Clear Body. But other than that, I think that we just need to be wary about the Pedo because it does do a lot if it gets set up correctly.
Yeah, I think a lot of the physical calcs that I did were based around -1 Glalie and -1 Sharpedo. So as long as we're getting that one initial Intimidate off, and hopefully Glalie and Sharpedo are not bulky Pokemon, so as long as we're able to intimidate them once and then hopefully pick up the knockout that turn with whatever Pokemon's on the field, usually going to be either the Metagross or something like the Zapdos. So as long as those work out, then hopefully we're good. Then let's move on to Metagross. It's pretty standard. Rock Slide over what you'd normally see on like a VGC set is Stomping Tantrum. So you get Zen Headbutt because they have Psychic Terrain they're going to be giving us. Most likely, there's no way I don't see them bringing Lele. I think Lele is really, really good for them. So I expect to see the Lele. And if they do bring it, then that's great. We get Zen Headbutt into Terrain. We get Iron Head to deal with the opposing Lele. We have Rock Slide, which does a lot of damage to the Glalie, just knocks out the Volcarona. Does a lot of damage to Drifblim as well. So just like pretty standard set overall. The worst case scenario, we can just fire off Iron Heads and Headbutts into a lot of different targets and do a lot of damage. The only Pokemon that's like completely walled by our Metagross is their Metagross. So as long as we're using our Zapdos, our Crocodile to deal with the Metagross, we should be fine.
Yeah. The next Mon we have on the board is the Zapdos, which I fairly do love. Tommy out of the Psychic Seed with the movesets of Thunderbolt, Heatwave, Tailwind, and Roost. Pretty bulky set in Spadef and some speed. We don't really need speed since we have Tailwind on literally both sides of our team. And I just see a lot of bulk investment, so we can withstand hits. Maybe, Tommy, you could explain it a little bit more, the UV calcs on it.
Yeah, I believe that the Psychium Z is something that I'm afraid of on the Zapdos, if I remember correctly. So we're EVing to make sure we always live that. We want to make sure, I think the other one was, it's either Psychium Z or 2 Psychics from Lele, but it's definitely a Lele-focused Zapdos spread. That's why we have the Psychic Seed. If you remember last year, we've tried in the past to use our opponent's terrains against them, specifically against Dream Ball. Even though we didn't get to pull it off, we were running the Swagger Ninetales with the Life Orb Darm, and we're going to try and KO the Feeny with Life Orb +2 Flare Blitz in the Sun. That didn't end up happening.
Yeah, I do remember.
That was a very boosting, heavy, muddy water accuracy dropping game, but hopefully it works out a little bit better here. We're able to use their terrain against them, use the Psychic Seed, and then if that works out, they don't have a lot of physical things that can deal with the Zapdos. They have the Glalie. That's like a big thing they have to worry about.
As long as we keep the Zapdos away from Glalie, I believe our Zapdos can pretty much do whatever it wants, respectively, unless they're running like Psychium Z, Lele, or something. I don't know, whatever. But I think as long as we keep Zapdos alive during the match, because I think we bring Zapdos into the match, right? Hypothetically speaking, as long as it doesn't get touched,
yeah, good.
You should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Zapdos is just a really good consistency mon for this matchup. We have a lot of things that hit very hard, but they're either not that bulky and Crocodile, or they don't have Protect like the Kyurem. So the Zapdos is on that side specifically, just so that we can have something we can switch in. It can sit on the field for a lot of turns, go for Roost, stay on the field, and make sure that we don't have to switch back into Kyurem or into Crocodile, because you know, a lot of the times we'd like to put the Zapdos on the other side of the Crocodile, so we can just go for Earthquakes, but we have Togetic on the other side, and I think the bulky mon, the thing that can come in and take hits pretty well, is really important, so rather have it on that side. Speaking of Togetic, yeah, it's just Togetic. It has Follow Me. It's a support bot. We have Serene Grace. There's nothing really that we can put on the Togetic that will actually work as an ability. It's just Follow Me, Tailwind, Roost, Protect. We want to keep our Togetic on the field for as long as possible, so we have Roost over something like an attacking move like Headbutt or something else like Encore. So it's pretty simple. It's just we want to protect the rest of the Pokemon on the field. Like we said, that one side doesn't have too much bulk, really just the Zapdos. So as long as we're able to redirect a lot of the attacks away from our Crocodile and our Kyurem specifically, then hopefully those Pokemon will be able to put in a lot of work. It's also a good switch-in for Metagross if they have the Nidoqueen on the field and they go for something like Earth Power. That allows us to be a little bit happier in that kind of situation and make sure we have a good switch-in for it, since we really do not want to be switching in Floatzel.
Yep. Is there anything else we have to say about Togetic? I mean, there's not much. Like you said about the ability, it's just pretty much a bulky set with no attacking moves.
Yep. Last two mons, you'll see this as a theme for us. A lot of the times we'll like make a certain 6 mons we have in mind. Like we know which 6 mons we want to bring to the game, so we're just using the last slot as 2 things. One, we want them to bring certain Pokemon against us. So we'll put things in the Teambuilder. Having an extra Fake Out in the Teambuilder with Intimidate, I think, is the reason why we put Torracat there, and then Shaman makes it so that they're bringing something like Sharpedo. Also means that we can go around the Fungus's Rage Powder if they decide to bring that. So we're almost certainly not going to be bringing Shaman or Torracat. They're just kind of in Teambuilder. The only way I'd see us not bringing one of the other Pokemon that we have is, say, they decide to not even bring Lele to Team Preview, in which case I'd say, okay, maybe we don't need the Zapdos because they don't have too many special threats and we won't have the Psychic Seed boost. So, but there's absolutely 0 chance they don't bring the Lele. So likely we're just rolling with these 6, and then the Torracat and the Shaman sets are kind of just filler sets that we didn't really put too much thought into. And if we're using them in future weeks, we'll put a lot more thoughts into those sets. But for right now, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered pretty much it. I mean, we still have like a tough, this is a tough, the toughest 2 weeks, that anybody could probably face in MBL, going against, obviously Team Dreamball, the 2-time champs, and then CyberBaz is not really easy for us. But, at the end of the day, we got to get the job done. So we'll try our best to try to get a dub this week.
Yep, I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Battle will be up on Lorcy's channel, so feel free to go watch that afterwards. Also, make sure to watch it from Aaron and Baz's perspective when it's up on their channels as well. Should be a good game this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Josh, anything else you want to say?
Nah, thank you guys for supporting us. Recently I just was actually rewatched the video that I uploaded, and I got a lot of views that I didn't expect because I haven't been uploading as well. So just thank you guys for the support. I haven't been playing as much and just trying to get back into it. With the MBL, I think it's helping a lot. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you, Tommy, for everything. You guys know Tommy is the man with the plan always. So yeah.
Alright guys, thank you so much. See ya.
Bye.